Ahoy, well, hello. It is Tees, good day. Good afternoon, good evening. I hope all are well. I hope all are safe. So, random but timely video early after the meridian. So, I believe I have 2, 3, 4, maybe even 1,000 epiphanies again. So, I want to say, I don't even know which order it went in, but basically, the moral of this message is take heed to the signs and warnings before it's too late, or before it catches up with you. Because if you take heed to the signs and the warnings, so like let's see, you see a storm a brewing, you get out the way before the storm comes. Don't wait till the storm comes and then you crying and praying to Pink Jesus, because then they're gonna be like, well, what did you do when you had the warning? Oh, I ignored it, or I thought it couldn't happen to me. So I guess the video. So I seen a short. There was a lady, she was recording, and I don't know where she was. I don't know if they lived by the beach, or I don't know if they were somewhere. I think someone in the comments said that, oh, Utah had heavy rain, or Ohio or something, like somewhere wherever they were heavy. I mean, the rain was so heavy to where windows, they had tall windows about, I want to say those windows were at least 4 or 5 feet tall. You know, like regular old wall windows, maybe the kitchen window or dining room window or whatever. But these windows were at least 4 feet from the ground. So that's not counting whatever's up under that window, but at least 4 feet from the ground is wall and then the window. But long story short, there was a mom and her children. They were recording, and the mom, I guess, where the water's pouring in. I'm actually gonna leave the link in this video, so you can click on that link to see the video. But water is pouring in, and it's coming in like, okay, as if, you know, if you leave the sink on and like splashing over. So this is coming from the window, and it's only splashing over because the water is higher than the windows. So they had one of the windows where it looks like closet doors. You know how you can close it to where I can close the curtains, but it's like wood curtains, you know, close them. So you can't really see what's out the window, but you can see the water coming in. So it's coming in as if someone left the faucet on. So the water's splashing, like slowly spilling over the counters, out the window. And then those wooden cabinets or the wooden doors, they start to bulge. So she's like, oh my gosh, hey, get away from the window, move, you know, because they're trying to move the electronics or trying to at least unplug what they can before the water comes in. So windows start bulging, and boom, water splashes through, like they're in the ocean waiting for the wave. So water's coming in, boom. So I assume they were okay. You know, if you're recording and posting, I assume you're okay. Hopefully they are, but that water came in as if they were on the ocean. And now if that's just from regular rainwater, yeah, then you might want to take heed to the warnings, or you might want to be prepared for the impossible, so to speak. Because I'm sure a lot of, that can never happen. I can never have rainwater, of all things, coming into the kitchen. I'll say, well, click on this link and you can see something that's really interesting. There was also a video of the ocean, and the ocean was doing some very interesting things. So I don't know if these were fishermen oceans, but wherever they were, that ocean, those waves weren't playing, and the ocean was literally eating up everything that was in its path. And I don't know if you mentioned any of the videos that I have, but I have said previously, the ocean is a living thing. It lives, it hears, it sees, and it feels, you know. So, and oceans hold a lot of memory too. So basically water holds memory, not just the ocean, but water holds memory to the point where if the ocean or the water is the last thing that's seeing you, you look at a telescope and you're gonna show up in that water, you know, because it holds on to memory. So basically everything that's in this path got eaten up. So you have fishermen ships, you have the cargoes, you know, where they're traveling to and fro to, you know, carry over goods and supplies. And a wave came through and it ate up, like, basically, you know, those big shipment carts, like the ones going on the back of a semi, and you'll think like, oh, those are huge. That ocean ate that. I mean, it wasn't even like a crumb to the ocean. I mean, it ate it up like once that wave went through, at least the whole top half or two of those cargo ship bunkers, they all ended up in the ocean. So basically those tanks, or those what do they call those? Yeah, like pretty much, yeah, those containers, yeah, when that wave came, swallowed up at least half of them. So you know how they stack them kind of high too on those cargo ships. So they were stacked, I would say stacked at least 20, 30 feet high. And then they're supposed to be so heavy to where it's like, okay, when it travels, it ought to stay in one place. It should stay where it's at. Not when that wave came through, it took out at least the top half. And those containers, they just dropped into it's like it was nothing. You didn't see them ever again once that wave came through. There was another part too where someone was recording, and that water, in the middle, it started to funnel, and it's swirling so bad to where, you know how it swirls, and as it's swirling, you get the middle pit to where you could see the swirl where it goes down so it can pull the water in. This swirl was so big to where the hole from the swirl, it probably was at least the size of it was huge. I don't know if it's the size of a swimming pool. I don't even know the measurements. My eyes haven't seen nor can they hear. I was like, whoa. I mean, like, it was beautiful, but like, yeah, nature is one thing you don't want to F with. You really don't want to F with nature. It's beautiful, but it will take you out in the twinkling of an eye. And I was just like, wow. And this is just in the middle of the ocean. I mean, I don't think there's anything to upset the ocean. It was just like, okay, this is just my regular old waves. And I was like, wow. Also too, and lastly but surely, I mean, there's other signs and wonders and signs and warnings, but I was actually mentioning to my family at our the house that we grew up at in Illinois. And now, mind you, Illinois has very harsh winters, so that's why I'm never in a hurry to get back in the winters. So I want to say, like, for any type of holiday, like from Thanksgiving to Christmas to even my birthday, which is in January. Hell, probably even any time after that too. You don't have to worry about me coming back home to visit holiday, none of that. And they know I don't celebrate holiday. But are you gonna come? I guess that's the time to come out to visit family. But I'm thinking, like, if it's cold, that's gonna be more than enough reason for me to say, oh, you know what? I think I missed my flight. But with them, the short and sweet. So basically, what I was mentioning, since the winters are so harsh, I was basically mentioning, okay, you're gonna need a backup heat source, or don't just depend on the furnace, especially with these harsh winters. Basically have a backup. If your heat goes out, you have a backup, or if this goes out, you got a backup. And of course, no one listens to me until it's too late. So I guess it's recently, or I don't know, yesterday or today, there's a group chat. Oh, the heat went out again. And I'm thinking, like, so at this time, it's probably about 30, 40 degrees. And it's like, and all you're saying, oh, your heat went out again. And it's like, where's the backup plan? So again, like I said, when I say stuff, people, that's why I say take heed to the signs and the warnings. When I say stuff, I either see it before it's happening, or it's already happening to me, and I'm warning the output. Even when it comes to zombies or the strange activity here in California, sometimes I feel like the strange activity happens here, and then it's abnormal to people when I say it. That would never happen. Until I'm like, well, you can't tell me zombies don't exist. I'm looking at them. You see what I'm saying? So it's like one of those things where it's like, I know these things because I can see it, feel it, or I'm looking at it. Like I'm living it. I can see the zombies because I'm looking at them. I know things are abnormal because I can feel it. It's in the air. You know what I'm saying? So like this is Hollywood. So it's like whatever's gonna happen is gonna start here, because it's like, I guess this is where it's gonna brew up, or it's gonna start here, spread abroad. Yeah. So it's like, and there's always signs, wonders, and warnings before anything happens. Hell, a little storm, a little rain. Hell, even with your body will give you a warning before it shuts down. So it's like, as I say, you have to listen to signs, wonders, and warnings, because I would say take that as a heads up. Take that as a good thing, even if it sounds scary. Okay, tomorrow will be war. Consider yourself lucky, because at least you have a heads up, versus not getting any warning and you get taken completely out. To where it's no warning. I'm just coming for you. So I would say that it's great if you get the heads up, so then therefore you have a leeway to get out of the way. But a lot of people, they don't listen. I don't know if they don't listen because I don't like that messenger. I'm not going to listen to you. You don't have to, but just please don't call me when tragedy strikes like they usually do. I'll put out a warning. Oh, shut up. Or I'm not going to listen to you. And then second time happened. Okay, hi, can you release me or help me from the storm? I'm just thinking, like, and I usually see your head, but I thought, like, now I'm just going to turn my phone off, because I'm like, it's just getting ridiculous at this point. It's like no one listens, but it's like you see what's happening, and you can see it right before your eyes, and you still don't want to see, still don't want to take heed. But then at that point, it's going to be on you. And nothing I can do about it if you don't want to listen. There is a saying, you can take a horse to the water, but you can't make them get in it. You can show somebody the moon, but you can't make them see the night. I don't know, it's just like one of those things. It's like all I can do is give out the messages. I guess you can call me the messenger, or I guess you can just call me someone who just spews information. And most of the time, I'm not just blowing hot smoke. Like, okay, I'm thinking that I'm knowing what I'm talking about, because again, I'm seeing it, I'm living it, I'm looking at it, I'm experiencing it. This is not coming out of my hat. Nobody told me to tell you. Nobody whispered in my ear. You know, it's one of those things where I see it, I feel it, and I know what's possible and what's bound to happen, and nothing's stopping it from happening but time. It's going to happen. It's just whenever it's time to happen or whenever it decides to happen. But I'm sure there's other signs and wonders and warnings, and also too, take heed to the distractions at a time such as this. If there's only distraction and chaos, then there's much more going on than what the news is portraying. The news will tell you, oh, everything's fine, oh, weather's great, or this and that, or inflation, whatever. They'll report on the little stuff. But if the news had the nerve to report distraction at a time such as this, I would say just think of the opposite. The news tell you everything's fine with a cup of distraction to wash it down with. You might want to believe the opposite, because things you need to know does not hit the news. Yeah, so just take heed with that. Get some discernment. Clear your mind, body, and soul so you can see things for what it really is, because we get blinded by the food and what we see, what we hear on the tubes, on the media. We see certain stuff in movies and we think, oh, that must be real. It was on the movies. Or we're eating this stuff thinking that it's real. Oh, it's real fruits and vegetables, and don't realize, no, those are Bill Gates of hell's fruits and vegetables. And now you have been tainted, because Lord knows what he's putting in that food. So yeah, that's why I say just be very vigilant. And actually, here's one more. I guess it was another warning. A gentleman posted a video, and he was saying that women, if you can help it, don't sit in your cars, you know, hanging out either in front of the house or hanging out in even at the stores. I don't know if it's sitting in the car in general, but this particular situation happened where there was a lady. She was sitting in her car after work, so she's just sitting in the car, decompressing, just sitting in the car before she goes inside. And obviously her door was unlocked, so I guess there's one of those doors, once you put it in park, the car's already unlocked, or it's just unlocked because maybe she's about to get out of the vehicle anyway to get into the house. So she's sitting outside the vehicle, and a young man comes out of nowhere, opens the door, get in the car with a gun, and robs her at gunpoint. Talking about, yeah, give me your money, and I'm looking through the car, I'm gonna shuffle through to see what I want. The next step is that we're going inside, so let's go inside. So she jumps out the car and runs, and instead of him chasing her, he rings the doorbell. So for the mom who got robbed, her phone was still in her pocket, so she didn't give him her phone. But as she's running down the street, mind you, he didn't follow her. He went to the door. He's, I'm just ringing the doorbell because surely someone's here. So she calls and tells her children, do not open the door. You're being robbed. Call 911. So, and I guess the police were literally already in the neighborhood. Because I'm guessing two places you'll see the police. You'll see the police in the hood, and then you'll see them in nice neighborhoods, you know, to protect. One side is to protect, the other side is to terrorize. You can do the math on where's the police positions as far as location and geographics. But basically, they said the police showed up within 30 seconds. Come to find out, it's the neighbor's friend who's robbing people. So basically, the neighbor's son's friend. So the neighbor's friend, basically. And he robs the lady at gunpoint. So they figure out who he is. And so basically, his warning and his message was, don't just sit and hanging out in the car without watching your surroundings. And another thing that he put out there, and another message that I'm going to put out there, because I've said this too, this ain't the good old days. The days where you can leave your doors unlocked, or you can sit in the car, you can kick your feet up like everything's sweet. Unless you're on a mountaintop, or unless you're somewhere where wildlife and insects are your only problem, then this is not the environment to let your guard down. As if, oh, everything's sweet. No, because it's not. It is not. These are not the good old days. People are more and more abnormal, and people are more and more having nothing to lose. Like that guy, he didn't care that he was a friend of the neighbors. He didn't care that he was in a nice neighborhood. All he seen was, hey, I'm robbing this lady. You appear to have it, and if you don't, you appear to be an easy target. So whatever it is, I'm going to go for it. And he went for it. And somebody could have easily gotten hurt. So be vigilant. Stay sober. Watch your surroundings. If you got to keep turning your head every 2 seconds, then do so. Therefore, you can watch what's in front of you, behind you, the side of you. You can really fully scope your surroundings to where you can see what's going on. And then also, too, he suggested if you absolutely do have to hang out in your car, back up into the driveway without, that's another thing, too. He said, don't lift your garage door. He said a lot of women had that real bad, to lift their, probably not even just women, maybe men and women, lifting your garage door and leaving it open. You know, either you're sitting outside or you're inside, you're about to come out, whatever it is, you're leaving the garage door open, and that's leaving more than enough space and room for a robbery. Hell, and let's just say, hey, I wasn't even planning on robbing anybody. I was going to the store, but since your garage is up, you tempted me to go in there and rob. You see what I'm saying? So I was saying, don't give anyone a reason to be enticed. A lot of people want to show off their trinkets. Oh, let me show off my nice watch or my nice vehicle, or show off my nice shoes, whatever it is. And that's going to entice somebody. Like, wow, I wasn't planning on robbing you, but that bag really looks nice. Or those trinkets in your garage really look nice. Or those groceries really look good. Whatever it is. Don't give anyone a reasons for their eyes to light up and then to jump on you. You know, so basically we're saying back up into the garage so you can see the street, or you can see ahead. So if someone is coming for you, you can see them, versus having your back turned like how the lady did. She had her back turned, and he was able to jump in the car and rob her, and possibly would have been able to rob the house had they not called 911 and the police right around the corner. So again, please take heed to any warnings, signs, or messages, because it's there for a reason. Because like I say, and consider yourself lucky and blessed, because everyone doesn't get the heads up. You know, I'm privy to certain signs and wonders, which I appreciate. Even if it's a, hey, you got 10 seconds to get, you know, I appreciate the warning, because some people, they don't get the warning. There's no notice, and it's like, snap. It's a wrap from there, or snap, here comes war, here comes the crazy, here comes drama. So what I'll do is I'll probably I'll for sure do the one with the water. I'm gonna attach that link, and yeah, maybe I'll just add more if there's more. But for sure I'm gonna do that one with the water, because the way that water poured in, it was like, oh wow. Yeah, so alrighty, well, be well and be safe.